Hey everybody, Dan Shinder here at the NAMM Show 2013. That's the first year we started. 2019, Drum Talk TV coverage with Bill Ludwig III. How are you, sir?
Good, how are you?
Great. It's nice to see you. It's nice to see your booth so busy, and it's even nicer to see some wonderful finishes and drums. What would you like to highlight and show everybody?
Well, I wanted to discuss the fact that, we started with aluminum shell snare drums, powder-coated outside and inside. And one of the main features on the aluminum shell is the laser cut 3, because I'm WFL III drums, so we use the 3 as the vent hole.
I love that.
And
I love that.
I originally did that because I thought it would look cool, but then it turns out it was really functional because it allows, with a larger venting system, the bottom snare head to react faster to the snares.
So that makes sense.
So you get a little crisper, quicker snare response. So then when I introduced the wood shell drums about a year ago, I thought, gee, I really wanted to do that, but we couldn't cut the 3 through the wood shell. However, we found a way. So this is the new logo that we have that incorporates
Yeah, that's beautiful.
the 3 through the shell. So that's a metal plate with the 3 in it, and then we just cut a hole out of the shell, and that now allows the wood shells to have the same snappy
What finish is that? I'm sorry, that's really pretty.
This is a brand new finish. This is a maple shell, which is our 3-ply maple poplar maple with a support ring with a red stain with a light coat of black over it. And
satin finish.
yeah, and this is brand new for the NAMM Show, since we now have our own factory now outside of Kansas City. We have a spray booth so we can experiment with stuff and have all sorts of fun. Speaking of which, we did this one. This is also new for the NAMM Show, which is a laminate outside with inlaid wood. And we're real excited about coming out with this in the near future.
It's gorgeous, that band. You can't look at this and not touch it. It's just beautiful. With the gold hardware, it's perfect, yeah.
Thank you.
It looks like it gives a real nice crack, too, on a rim shot. Yeah.
It does. And speaking of the brass hardware, that's one thing I wanted to do, is give drummers options instead of saying, here's just chrome hardware. So I offer chrome, brass, or black nickel hardware. So that gives a nice option. This is a beautiful finish called
Wow.
Glitter.
I love glitter.
Yeah, I know. But this is a deeper glitter than just the traditional sparkle.
And I was going to ask, am I correct that the difference between glitter and sparkle is that glitter, the pieces are actually bigger?
Exactly, and glass. Yeah. It's actually crushed up glass.
You get more of a vibrancy from it.
Yeah, and it seems to have like a little 3D look to it also. So if we can take a walk over to this side.
Yeah, absolutely. Follow us, everybody. Ooh, that's pretty. Cool. I'll have Marvin go out there where he can go up and down and really get a look at this finish. Beautiful.
So this is another kit with the maple shells. This is a turquoise sparkle, not quite as chunky as the glitter. And another inlaid snare drum we came out with, 8-inch deep, maple shell with an exterior veneer and an inlay.
That's gorgeous. And Marvin, make sure you get that beautiful snare. It's 8 inches. It's a maple shell. It's got an inlay band. It's just gorgeous. Beautiful stuff. And I love this turquoise. The turquoise color to me is like a time capsule classic color,
Yeah, exactly. But I'm really proud of the way our shells are turning out. These are a thinner ply, 3-ply than normal, with the steam vent support ring that we finish outside and inside.
Wow.
And we work hard to get the inside of the shell just as nice as the outside.
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you.
Now the 3-ply shells, because I know there's all kinds of thicknesses out there.
Yeah.
Is it true that or correct, that the 3-ply shells, because they're thinner, they tend to resonate and sing a little bit more?
Absolutely, absolutely. And because these are actually thinner plies than exactly, and it just the raw drum shell has a tone to it, and they're just beautiful. I love our shells, and the end result is that much better sounding shell.
Who's using shells that are more like that as far as musicians? Is it more the swing, big band, jazz, or are there rock guys that are gravitating towards that as well?
Oh yeah, the rock guys are loving it, and live and in the studio. And the thing that I really like is I'm getting a lot of feedback from live engineers and studio engineers that go, wow, that drum was so easy to get, sounding good. It makes sense. If you have a good sounding drum to begin with, you don't have to do that much work to it.
Sounds like an awesome type of kit to have for a recording studio.
Exactly, and live too. I mean, there's a band, Get the Lead Out, that's a Zeppelin tribute band.
I know who they are, yep.
And I just signed him up, and Adam Fioroli, and he loves the drums. And he's got a 26-inch kick.
Did you make a green sparkle,
Yes,
like Bonham's kit?
Yes, yes.
That's great. Good
It's
on
a
you for that.
green glitter.
Yeah,
So
green
it's a
glitter, I bet
really-
it's beautiful.
It is. And the bass drum is like huge, you know.
They're like marching bass drums, right?
Right.
26 by 14?
18. 18 by 26, yeah. Yeah.
You have to sign a disclaimer before you stand in front of it, right?
Yeah, exactly, right. So they work in rock and roll, jazz, anything. They're just a very versatile sounding drum.
That's awesome. For those who don't know, how long have you had the brand, Bill?
Well, I started with the snare drums 4 years ago, and we've been working on kits for about a year, and just introduced them at this show.
This is the first time, wow.
We had a couple of prototypes before, but we're in full production now.
Can we stand in front of that one and kind of show it off?
Sure.
And Marvin, while we walk around, please pan that kit there. It's like a World War II 40s theme. It's beautiful. So when I was a kid, and this is Dan talking, when I was a kid, I used to go to air shows a lot, and I loved seeing I'm telling the audience, I loved to see the old B-2 bombers at air shows, and this has that theme from that era, and it's gorgeous.
Well, this is our endorser, Bobby Torello, who played with Bob Seger, Johnny Winter, Grace Slick, Michael Bolton.
How are you?
Sir, good, very good. How are you, sir?
Great. It's nice to see you. I met you, man, it was probably more than a couple of years ago now that I think about it. Yeah. Is this your kit, the kit you play? It's awesome.
He wanted a
Designed
special hand-painted kit. Bobby came up with it, found the artwork, and really turned out great.
That's also, are you a fan of that part of history and the art?
Yeah, I always loved the planes. I took flying lessons for a while, too.
Oh, wow.
I love planes. So we did it up, and my friend Mo Potts painted them for me. And it's kind of a cool theme,
It's beautiful. Can we have him do a little demonstration? Is that right?
that would work.
Yeah, but don't get the booth shut down. I've seen that happen.
I know.
We have to be careful demonstrating stuff here at the show, because if the sound police come by with their meters, they shut down the booth. We don't want that to happen, but I'd love to see him play. It's such a beautiful finish. Look at the detail there. All right, here he goes. Oh, we're being a little too loud. That's what I was worried about. That's all. We're good. Yeah, that's all right. They sound great. And you know what's interesting? You can't even really appreciate the sound of them in a room like this with all this noise, with all this ambient noise. In a studio, in a concert hall, even in a pub. I mean, they're like cannons. It's very fitting that it has the motif of a bomber.
Exactly. And also very fitting, we get the sound police over here yelling at us.
Yeah, in like 2 seconds.
2 seconds.
They must have been watching or something.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for
Thanks, Bobby.
You
want to take a peek at this classic-looking finish?
Sure.
All right. Another.
This is our.
You're really into the like old school classic. I love it.
Well, you know, I can't help it. This is our antique marine pearl, we call it. And everybody that plays the kits says immediately the classic sound. So we might as well have the classic look.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's beautiful even on the bass drum hoops. I love how you do not have the wing nuts on there.
Yeah.
It's just a cleaner look.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
And then if we're panning this way,
Yeah.
there's the red glitter.
Over to the red. We're going to take a look at this red kit. Check this out. Yeah, that's a deep red too, Bill.
Yeah. So that's what the green looks like for Adam's kit.
Oh, nice. My very first kit was a red sparkle.
Oh yeah, yeah.
1970.
Mine was blue sparkle, but I love red also.
The thing about sparkle and glitter, when you're on stage and the lights are on them, oh.
Another endorser I just signed up was Ginger Baker's son, Kofi.
Oh, Kofi. I know Kofi.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And Kofi did a tour a couple months ago with Jack Bruce's son
Yeah.
and Eric Clapton's nephew doing the 50th anniversary of Cream Music. And so he got silver sparkle. Double kick with Kofi, Baker, like Ginger. And that looked beautiful under lights, you know, and sounded phenomenal. So I'm really, it really makes my day to see the kits up on stage, getting played, people loving them, drummers, engineers. So check out the WFL III drums.
And where can people get your kits? Can they buy direct? Do you have a dealer network?
We're starting to grow our dealer network right now. We've got Drum Center in Portsmouth out on the East Coast, 247 in Boston, Growth Music in Minneapolis, Sweetwater, and soon to be the world. So
there you go. If you want some classic-looking drums or the killer classic sound, tap into that. Bill, I want to thank you so much for your time. I know it's hectic here, but I appreciate it very much. I want to thank all of you joining William F. Ludwig III here at his booth to see what's new for 2019. And we'll see you soon with more Drum Talk TV coverage of the NAMM Show 2019. Thanks.